In this video, we're going to be taking a look at two of the most popular BMX bikes coming out this year. We're going to take a look at the 2023 KINK Whip, and we're going to take a look at the 2022 Colt Control. Both of these bikes are very similarly priced, and right now the KINK Whip is on sale, making it the exact same price as the Colt Control. So you might be wondering, you might be looking at these two bikes and wondering which bike is right for you. At the end of the video, I'm going to explain exactly who each bike is for, but before we get there, let's start by taking a quick look at each bike. So first we've got the 2023 KINK Whip. It's only available in one color option, and like I said, it's normally $550, on sale for $449. This bike comes with a full chromoly frame, full chromoly forks, full chromoly handlebars, and double wall rims. Oh, there's the handlebars. And these Mission Mylar double wall rims. Overall, when I talk about a bike, when I do a bike review, I explain that the minimum you should get, especially if you're over 200 pounds, is a full chromoly frame, forks, bars, and double wall rims. If a bike has all of those things, I classify it as a mid-level bike. If it doesn't have the full chromoly or it doesn't have the double wall rims, it's a beginner level bike, meaning it's only going to last for beginner riders. The KINK Whip is usually one of the lowest priced mid-level BMX bikes that are available. Okay, and so this is why it's such a popular BMX bike, because for $500 you're able to get all of that great quality that we talked about. And the other thing here is that it almost weighs 28 pounds. It weighs 27 pounds and 11 ounces. So now let's take a quick look at the Colt Control. Same price, $499. It is only available in two different color options. We've got black or raw, and it is a full chromoly frame with a chromoly steer tube forks, meaning the legs on the forks are high tensile steel. These legs right here are high tensile steel, but the tube that comes up through the head tube is going to be full chromoly. Okay, it's got 100% chromoly handlebars, and it has Colt matched single wall rim in the front and a double wall rim in the back. So as you can tell just off of that quick comparison, the KINK Whip is going to be better quality than the Colt Control. But there are some other things to consider here. So now let's talk about the key differences between these two bikes. Okay, the first key difference is the geometry and the sizing. The Colt Control is going to be a 20.75 inch top tube, and that is going to be best for a taller rider than the 20.5 inch top tube that you're going to find on the KINK Whip. If we look at the Dougsterbob app, this app is available on Google Play Store and the Apple App Store, but it goes a little bit more in depth. So looking at the KINK Whip right here, it's going to be best for riders who are between 5'6" and 5'9", and that's because it has a 20.5 inch top tube. If we go over here to the Colt Control, it's going to be best for riders who are between 5'9" and 6 foot. And again, that's going to be because of the 20.75 inch top tube. There is no other options except the KINK Whip XL. The KINK Whip XL has a 21 inch top tube, so that's better for taller riders over 6 foot. The quality is going to be the same as the normal KINK Whip, but the handlebars are taller on the KINK Whip XL. I go very in depth about all of these bikes on my channel, but the top tube size is one of the biggest differences. And aside from, little things like tires and parts, this has the KINK Sever tires on the Whip, the Colt Vans tires on the Control. Aside from that, things are going to be pretty similar, but let's take a look at the geometry, because this is another thing to mention. The chainstay on the Colt Control is extremely long at 13.65 inches versus the KINK Whip's 13.25 inch chainstay. This is about half an inch of difference here, and what that is going to mean is that the KINK Whip is going to be more responsive than the Colt Control. That longer chainstay on the Colt Control is going to make it more mellow and more stable, so pulling up into manuals will be a little bit harder to do. It also has a much taller bottom bracket height than the KINK Whip at 11.8 inches. The KINK Whip only has an 11.6. So the 11.6 is going to get you closer to the ground, and the bike's going to feel a little bit more stable, like a scooter. You're lower to the ground like a scooter. Whereas when it's taller up, things can get snapped around a lot easier, and grinds such as crooked grinds become easier because the bottom bracket's a little bit higher. Just a few things to mention there. Aside from that, the geometry is going to be about the same. Those are the key differences with the geometry. So if we take a look at the overall quality score that the app calculates, this KINK whip scores a 6.9 in quality and the Colt Control only scores a 5.8. This is because of the semi-chromoly forks on the Colt Control and the single wall rim on the front. Everything else is going to be similar quality. And so who are these bikes for? Which bike is right for you? If your biggest concern is value and bang for your buck, you're going to want to go with the KINK whip, especially if you can grab it right now at the sale price. The link up here on the screen or in the description will take you to Dan's Comp where it's on sale for $500 instead of $550. There's also a link to the coupon codes where you can take additional money off of that price. It's crazy. And if you're looking at it and you just want to save money, you want the best bang for your buck bike, the KINK whip is the way to go. The only time that I would get the Colt Control is if you need a bike that's a little bit taller. Let's say you're in between the sizes for the KINK whip and the KINK whip XL, the Colt Control is going to fit you perfectly. And in my opinion, it's more important to get a bike that fits you perfectly than get a really high quality bike. Because if the Colt Control is the perfect fit for you, you can upgrade those forks later on. You won't need to upgrade them right away, but later on you can upgrade those forks, you can upgrade that front wheel, and then you're going to have the exact same quality as the KINK whip on a bike that's properly sized for you. So that's something really important to look at. But if the KINK whip comes in the right size for you, that's going to be a better option, and I would definitely recommend that one over the Colt Control. Now, because of that, you're going to want to watch this video about the KINK whip review. I go very in depth and explain everything that you need to know about the KINK whip.